my calendar, it's Thursday, which means you have tomorrow off, and that'll put us in a good spot to put everything together starting Monday. This lesson is the finishing step on elimination, although we still have to figure out how to find the second value. The toughest part of working with systems of equations with it, which is what we have here, which is two equations and then two variables, is finding the first value. So if you've understood so far, this is an easy day. The numbers might get big, but you do have a calculator, so it should not matter. Everything you've done will be the same. The only difference today is that you have to actually know what you're doing, which means hopefully you've taken notes or you've done it enough to where you understand what's going on. Remember that the first thing we want to do is make the x's match, and if I were you, I'd copy it down so you can see, but you're also going to see that we can save some space. But the first thing we want to do is make the x's match, and so what I will do is multiply this top one by 5, multiply this bottom one by 3. That means you now have to do the distributive property 3 times, and that's where most of your mistakes are going to be. It has to be 5 times 3, 5 times 8, and 5 times 30, which if you need to know any of those, make sure you write them down. Then you do 3 times 5, 3 times 9, and 3 times 37, which would be 21, carry the 2, 111, I believe. Yeah. And now that we have the same x, remember now what we want to do is switch the bottom row, and so you want to do 15x plus 40y equals 150, and then negative 15x minus 27y equals negative 111. Now here's the thing, when you go to add your terms, yes, this cancels out, but those two don't, so that's where you got to do 2 problems now, and you should see it. This is a very easy thing. So 40 minus 27, which is 13y, bring down your equals, and 150 minus 111 is 39, and then using the algebra that we know, divide by 13, and y is equal to 3. And you can see that for yourself. And that would be the only box that you have, is to put the number here into the box. Alright. If you get a decimal, that means you messed up. If you mess up, the computer has it on there. I do need 2 pictures because the only thing on your computer is this, which means I would need a picture of the problem to make sure again that you actually did the problem right, and then I would need for you to show me your work that you did so I can find out where your mistake is. Again, if you are computer number 28, I don't know if you got to the end of the video yesterday, but if you are computer number 28, please make sure you are logging into the proper hour, because you don't want to do other people's work. That really defeats the purpose of people trying to learn. But anyway, doing this here, if you are someone who knows how to say, well, 2 can be 4, so you could just multiply it by 2, that's fine to do here. But again, I'm going to follow the format that we've had, which is to bring up a 2 and bring down a 4. That turns into 8x minus 6y equals 34. This turns into 8x, that would be 36, y, and that is 12, 8, 92, I believe, negative 92. You then want to switch your bottom row, so 8x minus 6y equals 34, negative 8x minus 36y equals 92. Put everything together, this makes a negative 42y. This makes 34 plus 92, which is 6, 12, 126. 2 goes into 6 3 times, 4 goes into 12 3 times. I believe that if you divide by negative 42, and I'll check it with my calculator, but using common sense is much better, that you'll probably get the answer of negative 3. So again, 126 divided by negative 42 is negative 3, and there you go. So again, your steps have not changed. The only difference is I'm not walking you through all the steps, and you have to do your distributive property 3 times, and then whenever you add your terms, 2 things come down. But notice that when it comes down, I mean, you pretty much have your answer anyway, which is why I told you a few days ago that this is actually pretty easy to do once you get it. It's just hard getting to the point where you actually understand it, so you can actually be where you need to be process-wise. With this problem, again, eliminate x, bring up your 5, bring down your 4. This becomes 20x, 30y, negative 50. This becomes 20x minus 36y 37 times 4, that's 28, 12, 148. Should be it, but just to make sure. Yep. Now you want to switch to bottom row. 20x plus 30y equals negative 50. Negative 20x plus 36y equals negative 148. And again, from there, that makes 66y. Again, as I said, the numbers might get big, but you have a calculator, and you can easily just type negative 50 plus negative 148, which is negative 198. The only number I know you multiply 6 by to get 8 in the end is 6 times 3, which is 18. That would be a low number because the other one's 6 times 8, which would be a huge number. I think it's 3. So negative 198 divided by 66 is 3. And because the signs are different, that's why it's a negative 3. So again, you only got 5 questions to work on. If you can't finish all this stuff, make sure you use tomorrow to kind of catch up and be where you need to be. But other than that, I will talk to you all on what is for me Monday. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.